I'm from Greenwood, Indiana. I have one younger sister, and she has the same genetic condition as me. I was born with what they call Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. What that basically means is that our corneas are really fragile and misshapen. So growing up, the doctors were like, oh, so you can do sports, but you can't do anything with balls, bats, or rackets. It kind of came down to swimming being the only option, and it's a good thing I really liked it. I started when I was 7, and then going into middle school, I think is when I got pretty serious with it, and I was like, oh, like this is super cool. Like I could totally keep doing this and hopefully go to college and swim as well.
Stay tall through here when you come up.
Every swimmer that I coach is unique. Grace is like every other swimmer that I've coached. She has challenges and adversities that she's had to face and had to persevere from. But she's also someone that if you tell her she can't do something, she's gonna prove you wrong and she's gonna do it. Even when recruiting Grace, one of the things that I talked with her about and one of the things that she was adamant about sharing with me is that she's just like everyone else. And even though she is vision impaired, she doesn't need to be treated differently than anyone else on the team.
It is so exciting to be here. Growing up, once I realized that I wanted to swim in college, I had all of these like hopes and dreams of like what I envisioned this team being. You know, I envisioned a place where everyone worked hard because they wanted to, not because they had to, and encouraged each other through it and like just gave it their all.
Recently though, University of Akron provided her the opportunity to go compete in California for a competition this fall, which was a para-meet that directly would qualify her for the Parapan squad. She went out there and she actually broke an American record in the 200 butterfly.
I don't think that part is sunk in at all. Because, like, you know, growing up, swimming the able-bodied meets, I'm like, oh, if I want to represent my country, I need to go these times. And, you know, I'm still, like, a bit far off of all the able-bodied times. So then it's, like, all of a sudden being put into this place where, like, oh, well, you do have times that count, and you are really good, and you're gonna have these opportunities. It's been like such a like whiplash shock.
It was pretty amazing and really, really cool, and we're really excited for her. But after that competition, she qualified for the Para Pan Am team for Team USA and is now on the U.S. national team.
The experience itself was extremely exciting. There was a lot of new things. All of this emotion and excitement and energy had just like kept building and kept building and kept building. And then I was finally behind the blocks with these other crazy strong, fast athletes. And I was like, okay, this is it. And I, of course, was a little anxious. Like, I feel like that's natural, but I think I was just so overwhelmed with, this is so fun, this is so cool, I'm so excited. And we were off and I was just thrilled. Like, I don't think I could tell you what I was thinking during that race besides just like, go, go, go. And you know, I touched the wall and I think I was just cheesing. Like, I was just so excited that I was able to, you know, be a part of this. And, you know, with my vision, I can't see the scoreboard after I swim. So I touched and I felt like it was fast and I knew how, you know, my body felt during the race. I knew how I was mentally and I touched and, I mean, obviously I couldn't check quickly, but in my head I was like, you know what, I feel really good about that. It was a crazy race. That was so fun. And then, yeah, the media, like, interview person for U.S. Para Swimming was like, so silver, like, how does that feel for your first international, first, you know, big para meet? And I was like, I got silver? Like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I got silver. And then she's like, oh, I didn't know you didn't know. And then she's like, well, I guess also you didn't know that you broke the Para Pan American Games record. And of course I didn't know that either. So I broke that for my classification, which was super exciting as well.
You know, who would have thought that this little vision impaired, like 3-year-old who no one knew what was gonna happen to her is now swimming D1 at a MAC school and now is all of a sudden facing all these amazing opportunities.
Grace taught me to never give up, and if there's something that you're passionate about, to go for it, and that there's not any limitations on anybody. And That's including myself, and that's including others on the team. She is an inspiration for us all, and she's taught me to keep pushing, and no matter what, never give up.
I think music is so special because it brings people together.
It's a cultural thread that's very important.
It's the way you are able to go deeper into your soul than you might have thought you could.
It's just a reflection of society in that particular moment. I think we do it through sound, where words can't do it.
I can't imagine a world without music and wouldn't want to live in a world without music.
When I walked into this percussion studio, and even when I walked into the School of Music, or when I walked around campus even, the sense of community here was stronger than I had felt any other place.
Students come to the University of Akron School of Music for multiple things. We're most known for a really strong music education program, especially instrumental music education. About 70% of our students are here for that. We have a strong performance major. Students come to learn how to be performers, to go and win orchestra jobs or a band job, or go to grad school and learn how to college teach. We have composers who come here to learn how to compose. We have students that come to be jazz performers in the jazz studies degree. And then we have a BA for students that kind of want a more well-rounded education, that want to kind of do some other things and maybe have a business aspect to their musical life.
The reason that I actually came to UA was because the job placement at our music education program is so high. I 100% feel that I'll be able to get a job right as I come out of this institution.
We're big enough to have kind of big school events and big school feel and big school activities, but at the same time we're small enough that students get that one-on-one interaction.
For the music student that comes through the door, the first year or so, the students are all kind of taking the same classes. You know, they've all got to take music theory to make sure that they understand the function of music and how it's constructed, and then how to analyze it so that you can better perform it. They're all going to take music literature or music history, where they learn about the history of, you know, how have we gotten here with the music that we currently have today? Where did it come from? So all the students need to have a comprehensive knowledge of that.
There's other classes that you can also take, like composition classes, jazz band, other extracurriculars that you can fit in there, aside from your like strict schedule of what you have to take for your major. So there's lots of opportunities for you to see every aspect of what the School of Music has to offer.
It's one thing to be able to regurgitate facts, but if you ain't feeling anything, it's just regurgitation of facts. Mm-hmm. So it's important to get it in your spirit, and in order to do that, you have to like allow time and space for that to happen. So yeah, I mean, as a teacher, you just have to be flexible.
I think we have an all-star faculty, and I'll definitely speak towards the jazz program. We're in this rebuilding phase, which is very special. And when you're rebuilding something, you have a chance to make it unique. And that's what we can offer students is, yes, you get the classroom time, you get all these things, but also as professional musicians, and as musicians that have been performing professionally since we were in college, I think giving students that opportunity to get into the community and actually make some money too is important. And we have those connections.
What's special about Ohio's Pride? Well, it's the students that are in it, number one.
There's a level of power of when you're coming out of the tunnel for pregame on a game day. That's the best part. Everybody just silently waiting. You hear the video up on the screen of "Here comes Ohio's Pride," and then the whistle blows, and we're out the gate gunning it. It's fantastic. This band, different than I think a lot of others, is that we take the time to understand and cherish the history of the instrument and of the culture and the island nation that this comes from. You know, all of our pans here, you see the hammer on the wall over there. All of our pans were handmade by Clifford Alexis. There's a rich history and foundation to this band that doesn't exist anywhere else.
Between the bands and the choir and the orchestra, and each of the ensembles are typically doing 2 to 3 concerts a semester. And then if a group is selected to play at a conference, like the choir got to play at the ACDA National Conference, which was really big honor for them, and then us being able to do this CBDNA conference. So it's those sorts of things along the way that I think are really keystone performances for the program, and help people know outside of our community what's happening here that's successful. We're surrounded by a lot of really great opportunities if you're looking to discover art, whether it's music or visual art or dance. This is a great place to be.